Radio check, radio check. Are we live? Hold on, do we have any audio here? Yes. Yes, we do. All right, let me go into the stream here. Yeah, okay, loud and clear. How are you guys doing? My name is Ryan. I will be your commentator for today, and welcome back to the Racing Statistics YouTube channel for the Emilia Romagna sprint qualifying session. Yeah, here at Imola. Great sarcasm, horrible qualifying yesterday. One of the worst sessions I've ever had the pleasure of witnessing. But yeah, it was interesting to say the least. The results, I mean, but yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare, that one. But yeah, how are you all doing today? Are you excited for the sprint race that is going to start in about 11 minutes? Japón, yeah, Japón. Hold on, let me check the audio input is right. Yeah, blue snowball. All right, all good. Okay. Shit, I gotta go get some water. I'll be right back. I just realized I have no water. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute and I'll be here. All right, a minute has elapsed and I am here. So yeah, a quick recap of yesterday's attempt at a qualifying session. We have Max Verstappen starting on pole position, right? Followed by Leclerc. We've had a few surprises. We've had Kevin Magnussen on P4, Fernando Alonso on P5. Kevin Magnussen, that's the best qualifying for Haas ever. So yeah, that is quite interesting. For those of you who are new to Formula One, to the sprint race format, or anything at all, let me give you a quick rundown of what's going to be going on today. Yesterday, we had qualifying. For those who missed it, the Pian, if you're there, I know you missed it, dude. So yeah, yesterday's qualifying set the grid for today's sprint race. Today is going to be 21 laps around the Imola circuit, the Autodromo Enzo Edino Ferrari, if I'm not mistaken. And yes, that is going to decide the starting grid for tomorrow's race. But this race also gives points. So it's going to be 8 points for P1 and 1 point for P8. And yeah, you can imagine the rest of the point order. Quali more like red flags with a side of quali, pretty much. Yeah, Supermax, you were spot on, dude. Yeah, it was a rough one to say the least. Alex on the FP2 session was saying that this was the qualifying with the most amount of red flags in Formula One history, and I have no problem in believing that. Because yeah, it was 5 red flags. 3 of them were completely useless because they didn't, I mean, they froze the standings. So 3 of them, yeah. The one in Q2 meant that no one came out afterwards. So we had 10 minutes of just sitting, waiting until the timer ran out. And then on the 4th red flag, we got, well, everyone came back. And as soon as it was resumed, because no one crashed out on that red flag, and as soon as we resumed, Norris gave us another red flag. So yeah, pretty much the previous one was pretty much for nothing. So yeah, right now we are seeing a few cars with some upgrades. We have the Mercedes who have an upgrade package. We have one of the Alpines who has an upgrade package. We have Carlos Sainz starting from P10 after crashing out of qualifying yesterday in Q2. He's going to be starting from P10 the race today. And yeah, other than that, and yeah, of course, the Mercedes did awful yesterday in qualifying. Both of them out in Q1, Q2. Q2. Yeah, both of them out in Q2. So they're going to be starting from quite far back. Today, it is not raining at the circuit. The piano is having a wonderful sleep, Ryan. You're pretty safe right now. Okay, good to know. Max wins just because of his car. He's on P1 while his teammate is not. So yeah, that's something to say. K-Mac got this 100% sustained, Tucker. He has the possibility to, but he has to measure. I mean, he has to not do the same as Carlos does. Carlos, this is the first time that he has a car capable of being at the front, and he's fucking it up because of the pressure, you know. And let's hope that that's not what happens to Kevin today. He has never been this high up. Well, actually, he has on McLaren on his first race, but apart from that, he hasn't. And yeah, he could well be fighting for a podium, but he has to keep his aggressiveness down. This year, he has been doing quite a great job at that. He has been keeping it quite on the track and not doing any dirty tricks. He's been aggressive as always, but yeah, nothing illegal. I would say nothing dangerous. So it's much better to see this from Kevin. Since George said the fastest FP2, I think he can take the dub. I mean, pretty much everyone on FP2 was running on high fuel. Mercedes were the only ones doing low fuel runs, and you could clearly see that they were lifting on the main straight. So I would doubt that. If I were you, I wouldn't put my money on the Mercedes drivers. One, they're starting from very far back. Two, this is not an easy to overtake circuit. And three, yeah, what I just said. They were the only ones on low fuel runs on FP2. Other than that, yeah, Williams are sporting a brand new paint job. Well, it's not actually a brand new. It's the old one, but it's with like a little less paint. It's the same paint job as they always have, but it's stripped down quite a bit. Since yeah, there's no extra paint than other than it's needed to recognize it as a Williams. Many cars are taking that approach as to reduce the weight. It's assumed that weight is reduced by about 1 to 2 kilos with the paint loss in McLaren, in Williams now as well, and in a few other teams. So yeah, Ferdinando. Somebody there watch my Fernando Alonso video. There we go. The piano is here. Yeah, he woke up. Okay, so Formula One intro. Yeah, I know. So he has awoken. Keima, don't run other stuff. Stop trolling. He has stopped trolling since he came back to Formula One. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with his performances so far this season, I'm gonna say. So I'm really rooting for him. How many laps? 21 laps for today, and we are going to get going in just a few minutes. 3 minutes until the formation lap, and then we're good to go. Just FYI, no tire changes needed for today, and everyone can start in whichever tire they want. So I assume someone's going to go for the one stop at least, but I will also assume that many will try to extend their stints as much as possible. So yeah, it's quite a bit different sprint quality than what we have had last year. Sorry, this is round 4. This is Imola. This is Italy. Guys, I'm using F1 Pro. I cannot find the live shows here. Anyone knows why? I think you're using F1 TV Pro access because you to F1 Formula One and can access live stream. I'm doing just that. Get access to everything live, the commentary, the international channel. Unfortunately, no longer channels has been cut. That has been cut, and that's a great shame. But yeah, the tracker, the data channel, and the driver cams, everything there is going to be on f1tv.formula1.com. So yeah, same as yesterday. Today's star compounds are going to be the C4, the C3, and the C2 once again. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and check out Planet. Alex Alva starting in P20, on in P9. In front of them, we have Latifi and Pierre Gasly in P17. Bad qualifying for the French driver yesterday. Yuki Tsunoda will be starting alongside Lance Stroll, P16 and P15 for both of them. In front of them, we have Zhou and Yu. Such a promising weekend for Zhou was unfortunately, screwed up by yesterday's rain and red flag. Hamilton, Schumacher, and Russell will be starting in front. So Schumacher with a Haas between the two Mercedes, then in front. Carlos Sainz not having time yesterday. Q2 with Sebastian Vettel in P9. P8 will be Valtteri Bottas in front of the two Mercedes, with Sergio in P6 for Daniel Ricciardo, who had a good qualifying session, let's say, yesterday, with Fernando Alonso in front in P5. So it's going to be P4 for K-Mag and P3 for Lando Norris. A great qualifying for Lando once again. Charles Leclerc will be starting on P2 with Max Verstappen just stealing his thunder yesterday in P1. It's going to be a defending drive for him today. He's going to be looking into his mirrors a lot with the pace of that Ferrari on the straight and on the corners, and frankly throughout the whole circuit. It's going to be a tough race. He's going to be having to look on the back. He's going to have a great start, Max Verstappen, if he wants to keep the lead and take P1 here for the sprint race. Mike is glitching again. Let me know if it's okay now. I mean, I can hear it just fine. I just went into the live stream and it's fine. No, hasn't started yet. We're gonna get going with the formation lap any second now. No problemo. Yeah, I mean, I can hear myself. Well, okay, good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the audio issues. In my end, it's the same. Perhaps is my internet connection down? Worse. Oh, that is an Fernando Alonso not getting out on the formation lap. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Is he gonna regain those positions, or is he just screwed for? Okay, he can retake his position because he hasn't fallen behind the last car. So Alonso's going to be able to climb back up the order. Yeah, he couldn't get the car going. That was a bit worrying. But yeah, he's gonna be coming back up. He has to get past Ricardo and Perez. No commentary. Yeah, I am talking. I have 200 megabytes of internet speed here. I think you can hear me. I mean, every time I go into the stream, I can hear it. So is the map working? Yeah, the map is glitching. I mean, the map is external to us. That is just a plugin that we use. It's not something we built from scratch. So if the map is glitching here, it's glitching in all of YouTube pretty much. So yeah, Alonso has just gotten past Ricardo and is now up into P5 once again. Let's hope that that problem doesn't arise again on the start of this race, because come on, that Alpine has been having reliability issues throughout every single race, pretty much. It's not raining. No, it is not raining. And Mercedes is so good they decided to take an extra few months off this year. Yeah, I mean, they're just sandbagging, guys. Let's wait until the next 2-3 races. They're going to come back strong and they're going to win every single race. Can you imagine if that actually happened? 21 laps. Yes, that is going to be the number, 21 laps. They really need to fix that engine. No, it's not. It's not the engine. That's the gearbox. The same issue that they've had yesterday. Alonso is on neutral, and okay, he could get going. Yeah, first gear. He was in neutral right there. Or was that? No, that was Ocon, I think. I don't know. Either way, that was an Alpine that couldn't get into first gear, but now could. No pit stops. Am I right? No mandatory pit stops. People may still want to stop, but that is not mandatory. Latifi team radio. Okay, the AlphaTauri's brakes may catch on fire, says Latifi. But that is the green flag at the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are racing once again. Max Verstappen gets a good start, but Charles Leclerc is already side by side and is already up in front. That was a great start also by the Red Bull of Sergio Perez, who gets in front of Fernando Alonso right there, and that is Leclerc leading from Verstappen and from Lando Norris. The Haas tries to go side by side as the McLaren tries to get on the inside of him. That is making a lot of moves, a lot of positions. Alonso lost 2 positions and is now down behind Daniel Ricciardo as well. Daniel Ricciardo made up 1 spot there, and that is the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz already on the back of him. Alonso's trying to get back at Daniel Ricciardo there, and is side by side. Ricciardo's defending that position brilliantly as of now, taking him around the outside. And yeah, closing the door for Fernando Alonso, who has to sit back and wait. That is Carlos Sainz getting close to him. We are now on board with Alonso, who is right now. Oh, there's a yellow flag on the second sector. Yellow flag on the second sector. Wonder what happened there. And that is Zhou Wan Yu. That is Zhou Wan Yu, who has, yeah, he lost the rear and crashed into the wall. So that is going to be a safety car. That is going to be a safety car deployed. First safety car. Zhou Wan Yu has lost the rear and crashed into the wall. Yeah, that is pretty much it now. We're gonna get a few laps of slow running again. Zhou Wan Yu is out. First lap. And that is, a floor issue there. Someone is got a puncture. That is Pierre Gasly. Pierre Gasly has got a puncture on the front right tire. He's gonna be coming in. Yeah, that is damage on the wheel cap, or is that a puncture? Oh, that is damage on the wheel cap that caused a puncture, I think. I don't know. We'll have to see the replay there. Okay, we are now on the replay as I say that what happened. Okay, so that is what happened to Zhou Wan Yu. So Gasly, yeah, pretty much the front. He crashed his front rear to Zhou's rear left, sorry, and that pushed him out because he broke his rear suspension. So Gasly's wheel cap is bouncing all around the place. That's what came off. That's what came loose. I honestly don't know who had the blame there. I'll have to analyze the incident further to see what's the problem there. But there's going to be a new front wing and a new tires for Gasly. Let's hope that there's no problem on the suspension arm there and on the winglets on top of that wheel, because it was bouncing around a lot. So new front wing, new tires for Gasly, who was on the softs and now got into a new set of softs and is now back out. Let's see. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone is on the soft tire. Magnussen is on the mediums. Let me just hop into the data channel and analyze it for you. Yeah, so Magnussen is on the mediums, Schumacher is on the mediums, and Latifi is on the mediums. Everyone else is on the softs, so that pretty much is banking on a few safety cars to make it to the end. Otherwise, those tires are not going to last. So far, so good, though. Magnussen still, he made up, well, not he made up, but he managed to keep that position, which is quite good for him. And yeah, Alonso almost got swallowed by Carlos and Vettel as well. That was a very bad start for him. Yeah, he got at one point Carlos got past him, and then he came back. Other than that, it was a pretty smooth for everyone, apart from Verstappen, who lost out there in. Yeah, he got some problem with the gear sync there. Almost dropped down to P3 before the first corner. Max Verstappen, but Leclerc, yeah, smooth sailing. He got a great start and is now in front. Ricciardo also had a blazing start. He almost got past the Haas. He had the speed to get past the Haas as well, but he had to defend from Alonso, and that cost him a little bit there. But yeah, he was side by side with the Haas, almost getting behind his teammate, but he had a little bit of contact there with Magnussen, who put him on the back foot and allowed Sergio Perez to overtake him into turn 3. It's not a great year for Zhou, not so far, no, but it's a promising one, let's say. Not great, but it's been promising. He's shown some amazing speed. I would honestly say it's better than Tsunoda's last year. We're still under safety car, yes. Magnussen and Perez incident noted, weaving on the straight. Okay, so we haven't seen that yet on the replay, as the crane has now got Zhou and Yu's car and is being towed out of the circuit. So this is probably going to be the last lap under the safety car. Lap 3 of 21 this is. And yeah, we are going to get back going very shortly. How many laps are there? 21. We are now on lap 3. We are probably going to get a lap 4 also under safety car. And lap 5, we will resume racing. Yeah, so reaction time. Leclerc was 4.5 seconds and Verstappen was 5.3. That cannot be right. Oh, 0 to 200 kilometers an hour. Okay, there we go. Yeah, just got corrected there. Go Tiffy fastest lap. Yeah, Go Tiffy has the fastest lap now. That just proves that he's the greatest driver to ever grace Formula One. +5 penalty. I don't know. We haven't heard of any penalties yet. Yeah, Zhou was hit. I mean, he should have given Gasly a bit more space, perhaps, but it was his corner. He was in front, going into no. Yeah, I mean, they were wheel to wheel into the corner. There was no clear person in the lead, from what I can see now, and I assume from what they could see there as well. But yeah, both of them have had their race ruined. There was a bit of contact there between Schumacher and was that Bottas? A bit of tire contact there, but just very slightly enough to get some smoke. And yes, safety car is ending. Safety car is coming in this lap. This is not live. Yeah, this is live. Turn 9 incident involving Zhou and Gasly reviewed. No further investigation. All right, so it was deemed as a racing incident. So most positions gains at the start. Tsunoda has had 3, Ocon has had 3, and Perez has had 2. So yeah, already we are seeing the pack bunched up. That is Leclerc bunching up the pack, as he is going to lead us back into racing at the end of this 4th lap and starting the 5th lap of the 21 lap F1 sprint qualifying session. Let's see, more weaving. Verstappen is eager to get past, but he cannot do this under the new regulations. Around the final 2 corners, they are going to come now, slowing right down Leclerc as he is racing again. Green flags, and we are racing. Leclerc has accelerated fully and is now on the full speed. And coming across the line, he is still in front of Max Verstappen. Lap 5 of 21 here. No moves have happened so far as we actually... Oh, that is Fernando Alonso losing the rear. Just as I say that, Carlos Sainz is right on the back of him. He's going to get past with slipstream around the outside. Is he going to get the move done? No, he's not. Carlos Sainz has to wait a little bit more for getting that move done. Alonso is on P7 right now. Sainz is on P8. He lost 2 positions there. Maximum attack, he said. Well, he's fallen right back, Alonso, and the gap is now widening to Ricardo in front. Race control saying black and white flag for car 20 for weaving on the straight. So Magnussen has been given a warning. Next time it's going to be a penalty. Yeah, cannot weave anymore, Kevin. Charles Leclerc is still leading the pack, now a second in front of Max Verstappen, with Lando Norris on P3 and Kevin Magnussen on P4, with Verstappen on P5, Alonso's on P6, and Ricardo's on P6 and Alonso's on P7, with Sainz P8, Vettel P9, and Bottas P10. Remember, only the top 8 get points on the sprint weekend. We are now seeing the replay of what was deemed as weaving by the FIA, and that was clearly weaving by Kevin Magnussen, who could not hold that Red Bull and that McLaren back, and the stream just froze again. Okay, we're back racing now. To Magnussen, he's still in front, he's still holding the Red Bull back. P4 for him still, and Norris is cruising in P3. He's just cruising there, 1.4 seconds clear, as Ricciardo now comes under fire a little bit. The pack is getting closer to him, mostly the Alpine and the Ferrari are closing the gap there to the McLaren of the Aussie. Ricciardo has a bit of a gap in front and less of a gap behind. Just FYI, the race that the battle that is being showed on the screen right now is Alonso versus Sainz, but right now it's going to be Ricciardo, Alonso, and Sainz as well. Yeah, he's getting closer to that McLaren. He definitely is. So lap 7 of 21. Is DRS going to become available this lap? Yes, DRS is available. Just as we see Carlos Sainz going around the outside of Fernando Alonso, getting the move done into turn 3. Alonso is not going to give up, though. Alonso is right on the back of him, but that Ferrari is just too fast, dude. Ferrari is killing it this year, and yeah, this is just some more proof of it. Starting from P10, Carlos Sainz is now up to P7, just 3 laps of racing after the start. Vettel still managing to hold on with the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin is not a fast car this year whatsoever, and he's still on the top 10. I was going to say on the points, but no points are awarded for P9 and P10 for this race. So yeah, Vettel is doing magnificently today, as we are now seeing Kevin Magnussen being chased by Sergio Perez once again. Kevin Magnussen managing to hold on for 7 laps. Is it going to come to a close that as Sergio Perez closes in and is within the DRS range? Definitely. Is he going to get past on this next DRS zone as they come around turn 17, turn 18, and into the main straight of the circuit, into lap 8 of this sprint qualifying session of 21 laps? DRS open for Sergio Perez as he gets closer and closer, and he's on the inside, in the outside. He manages to get it done before turn 4 on the outside, and is well and truly clear of the Haas of Kevin Magnussen. Sergio Perez is up into 4th position, and up next is Lando Norris. Lando Norris, though, managing to, not get so far back from Leclerc and Verstappen. Those two are really on a league of their own. We're just now seeing a replay of the overtake on Verstappen, on Magnussen. It was just no contest whatsoever. That Red Bull has had a lot more straight line speed during that DRS zone. So Valtteri Bottas is now on P10, chasing down Sebastian Vettel, trying to get past with the quicker Alfa Romeo there. Sainz is now within 0.8 of a second of Ricciardo. Sainz is really close, but Ricciardo is also within the DRS range of Kevin Magnussen, just out of it now. That is going to be crucial for Sainz to overtake, to be able to overtake the McLaren, for it to be out of the DRS range of the car in front, because then, no more straight line speed than it's necessary. So DRS there, as Bottas is around the outside of Sebastian Vettel. Same move as before, as we have seen with Red Bull and the Haas into turn 3 and into 9th position. He goes, Bottas, as right now is Mick Schumacher's turn to overtake Sebastian Vettel and drop him out of the top 10. Mick Schumacher with the medium tires is getting dangerously close to the back of the German driver, his compatriot. In turn 9, he's gonna get overtaken perhaps, and behind Mick Schumacher we have Russell and Tsunoda also within the DRS range. There's a bit of a train forming there. as we're now seeing the front runners once again. Ricciardo is getting closed in by Carlos Sainz, very close, but Ricciardo is now within the DRS of the Haas of Magnussen as well. Let's see what he can do. Norris drops down. Norris drops down massively now. Norris is 6 seconds adrift from Leclerc, so he is saving those tires a little bit, those soft tires, as Perez is getting really close to Norris. Perez is right now on P3. Norris is on. Perez is right now on P4. Norris on P3. The gap is less than 1 second, so it's within the RS range already. And yeah, Norris just keeps dropping down. 6.2 seconds now, the gap to Leclerc, who is the leader of this race. As Verstappen is 1.2 seconds behind Leclerc as he comes across the line and into lap 11 of this race. And yeah, past the halfway point. Oh, not lap 11 already. Sorry, I misread that. 11 laps remaining. So that is yeah, the train once again formed there by the Haas, the McLaren, and the Ferrari, still very close one to one another. We're probably going to see some attempts at moves around the main straight, mainly by Carlos Sainz, but also perhaps by Daniel Ricciardo by managing to keep the DRS open and try to keep the Ferrari out of his pack. Let's see the porpoising. Very mild there, the porpoising. Bottas is with Alonso as well. So that is Daniel around the end onto turn 3 and getting past Kevin Magnussen. Ricciardo doing a great on that McLaren, who's got pace today. Now it's going to Carlos Sainz is moving get past the higher as just froze again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the stream is frozen. Shit. Yep. Not seeing anything now. Ah, fuck. I'm fast Norris now. Yeah, I completely missed that. And it's frozen again. What's going on with F1 TV? It's super unreliable. But it's the only way I have to watch live. Fucking insane. 10 laps to go. Yeah. So the running order is now Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Ricciardo, Magnussen, Sainz, and Alonso. Fuck's sake. Yeah, Sainz is really close to Magnussen now with the RS open. Around the main straight. Is he going to get the move done around the outside? And he does. He manages to get it done and over with. Magnussen drops down to P7, unfortunately. And that is Alonso closing in on Magnussen with Bottas. Extremely close, the Alfa Romeo. When it's not breaking down, it is very fast. Mike is fine. Oh yeah, no, I'm talking about the stream cutting out. F1 TV. That's the problem. F1 TV is cutting out. It's a problem with F1 TV since, yeah, my internet connection is just fine. It's probably what got to do with the servers and stuff getting all the way to here. But now the rest, I lowered the resolution and it's working. But yeah, it's like at sub HD quality. But fuck it. I mean, at least I can get it to work. How many laps? 7 more laps. 7 more laps, and we just start lap 14 of this race. Lap 13, sorry, of this race, with Leclerc still holding on to first position with the fastest lap to crown it all. Alonso now within the RS of Magnussen, and Bottas well within the RS of Alonso. So let's see. And that is... Oh shit, I was just looking at the timings and it was super interesting, and now F1 decided to boot that. I missed the pit lane channel. So Sainz is really close to Ricciardo now. Sainz is right on the back of him. Pretty much the same as the train going on there with Magnussen, Alonso, and Bottas. Looks like the soft tire was the one to go with here on the sprint race for 21 laps. And the stream is lagged again. So Sainz is 6 tenths still down on Ricardo. Let's see, as we come across the line to start lap 14, soon we will have the, well, I don't know if to call them the midfield or the top runners or whatever. So from Perez down pretty much. And we will see some moves, some interesting moves there. Ricardo, Sainz is getting really close to Ricardo. 4 tenths is now the gap. DRS wide open as he comes around the inside, gets the move done. Sainz is up into P5. Alonso half a second behind Magnussen, Bottas half a second behind Alonso. Nothing seems to be able to happen there at the main straight in lap 14. Let's see in lap 15 if something is going to change there. Carlos Sainz is moving up to P5 and well into the points now. Let's see if he can close the gap now to the driver in front, which is Lando Norris, his ex-teammate at McLaren. But yeah, the Ferrari is just on another level of pace. The train there between Magnussen, Alonso, and Bottas, the 3 different teams, but they seem to always be the 3 different drivers from the 3 different teams that are the one that score the points. From those teams at least, and it's super interesting to see them. I really like how they are racing this year, the 3 of them. I really was not hoping, I really was not expecting, Bottas to do this well, but apparently, yeah, he's got the pace. I mean, he's been proving me wrong. The car has let him down a few times, but within the RS range, the 3 of them, Bottas is getting much closer to the back of the Alpine than the Alpine is to the back of the Haas. Let's see, is there going to be a move down here? Bottas tries to go around the inside, but there's just not enough space there. Alonso seems to be losing a lot of time on the 3rd sector after making it up on the first one. Incident involving Alonso and Bottas noted by weaving on the straight. Apparently, Alonso has been weaving on the straight, same as Magnussen before. We'll have to see what happens there, what the investigation comes down to. But yeah, as of now, only 1 DRS zone on the circuit, and Bottas is really on the back of him. Magnussen, team radio. So Magnussen says, has been told that this is the time when the tires are going to start coming to them, that the other ones will start to fade off. So let's see if Magnussen can push back, as we are now seeing a replay of Schumacher overtaken Sebastian Vettel, and yeah, this is going to be great for Magnussen as he can get a bit away from those 2 drivers battling each other and himself as well for that 7th position, and that he can take those 4 points home for the Haas team. As race control has told Alonso not to weave on the straight, black and white flag, DRS for Bottas as he comes around the main straight. Side by side, they go into turn 1. Is Alonso going to give the position? And yes, he is. Alonso has lost out once again and is now out of the points and on P9 for tomorrow's race. And that is Vettel still holding a few cars there. There's Tsunoda, Stroll, Ocon, Albon, Gas, all of them really close to each other. But as long as Russell cannot get the move done on the Alpha Aston Martin, no one can get past. Oh, that is Max Verstappen getting really close to Leclerc. 4 tenths is the gap now. This is not over yet, guys. This is not over yet. Leclerc is getting chastened and badly. Chased? chased. I think you say chased by Verstappen. And it's now the gap is now 6.5 a second. Seven tenths of a second. And the stream stopped again. Great. So less than half a second now, the gap between those two. 5 laps remain, including this one. Verstappen gets told. Four laps remaining, guys. 4 laps remaining. 8 tenths of a second is the difference now between the top two runners. And it's not going to be close enough this lap. Verstappen almost just lost it there. There was a little bit of a weave, but he managed to get it back on track and not lose that much time. 6 tenths of a second is still the gap between Leclerc and Verstappen, with Perez on third position. Norris 10 seconds down on Leclerc now. Yeah, there's a big gap between Verstappen and Perez. 6 seconds, and between Norris and Verstappen, there's another 10 seconds. Sainz is getting really close to Norris now, but he just cannot manage to get the gap under 1 second. He hasn't for a few laps now, but just as I say, that it's down to 1.1, and it might just get smaller. The train of Magnussen has returned. Magnussen has now got Bottas 4 tenths behind and Alonso 6 tenths behind. 8 tenths now. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. DRS open for Max Verstappen. Is he going to get the move down around the outside, around the inside? It is not enough, though. Yeah, he just manages to keep it ahead Leclerc for 1 more lap. 3 tenths is now the gap between those two drivers. Max Verstappen is getting impatient. He tried weaving and getting a little bit of free air there before turn 6 and is now really on the back of him. It's just a matter of time, seems like, before the overtake is done, but he just cannot get it together, Max Verstappen. Leclerc is now in front, keeping his cool. Turn 8, turn 9. And Sainz just got past Norris. Verstappen team radio. Okay, Verstappen just told him, the team, that just leave him to it. He was told a few options that he's got available, and he knows what he's doing. So let's see what he can do as we come around turn 17, the final corner, turn 18. And we are on the main straight. 4 tenths is now the gap between those two. Oh, there's a little bit of a loss of the rear for Max Verstappen, as the gap is now 6 tenths of a second. Let's see what can be done into turn 1. Max Verstappen is really on the back of him. Tries to go around the outside. Side by side they go, and into turn 1. Max Verstappen is now the car in front, and Leclerc has dropped down to P2, but this is not over. 2 laps remaining. Just under 2 laps remaining. Max Verstappen is now on the lead of this Formula One sprint race. And yeah, who would have said that a few laps ago, when the gap was over 1 second and had been for over 10 laps? Yeah, Verstappen is now on the lead of this race. 7 tenths. The gap is just getting wider there. Leclerc is going to try and counterattack the lap, though. I am 100% sure. Is he going to have the car and the speed to do so? That is the big question mark here, though. And that is Bottas getting past the Haas, and now Alonso is really close to Kevin Magnussen. Just 1.5 laps remaining. They are going to have to get that done. if Alonso wants to get the move done, he's going to have to do it on this lap, seeing as the next one's going to be just a checkered flag. He has to hold off Fernando Alonso, and Alonso is losing the rear. He's been losing the rear throughout this whole race. The setup they cannot get it quite right. Alonso has not been comfortable with this car, losing the rear throughout the whole weekend. Not enough practice sessions before qualifying. They're losing the rear once again as they come around the final corner, and I don't think it's going to be enough. No, that just cost him, I think, the final point there. Yeah, that car is not planted. Every time they come around the corner, Alonso is losing the rear there. Once again, they're at the outside of turn 3, a bit of oversteer. 2.2 seconds now, the gap between Verstappen and Leclerc. Yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. Verstappen has won the sprint race here with Sainz right now on P4, Norris on P5, Ricciardo on P6 as of now. I think those two have been told to hold position, seeing as the gap was much closer just 1.5 laps ago. Bottas, though, is getting closer to Ricciardo. 1.1 seconds is now the gap between those two, and is it going to be enough to get the move done? Bottas is on fire today, P7 right now. As Max Verstappen comes across the line, 8 points for him. Charles Leclerc, P2. That was Sergio Perez on P3. Carlos Sainz across the line right now, P4. Norris on, well, Carlos Sainz hasn't quite crossed the flag, but he's going to do so in a matter of seconds. Yeah, there we go. P4 for Carlos Sainz. Lando Norris is on P5 right now. Perez takes the fastest lap as well. Norris across the line. Ricciardo is going to be coming soon. Bottas just behind him, doesn't quite manage to get it back. And Alonso outside of the points as Kevin Magnussen manages to hold him off on the medium tires. Schumacher makes up a few positions to finish P10. Russell, Tsunoda, Vettel on the back. Vettel lost a lot of places there on the end. On that Aston Martin. But yeah, Verstappen, your winner of the sprint race, your P1 pole position for tomorrow's race. Getting there, Max, says Jeroen Coenen. It's been a while since we saw Max Verstappen winning, huh? Better Vettel P9 to P13. I am sad, Jason says. Yeah, that was a promising qualifying yesterday that unfortunately didn't manage to bear fruit today, didn't translate to a good result here on qualifying. But yeah. Gotifi waiting to make the move into the wall. Finish the race in style by painting the wall. Yeah, okay, so that was a blast. That was a very fun race. I wish I would have gone for longer, which, well, it will tomorrow. But I had a fantastic time. It was a great sprint race. Battling all around, some close battles, some very deserved positions for everyone involved. A bit of a shame that that Magnussen didn't manage to hold on to that 4th position. The McLarens were really fast today, not fast enough to defend from the Red Bulls and the Ferraris, though. Those are just on another league. But they also for Alonso, who, yeah, dropped down a few positions as well. Couldn't quite get in the points as he was hoping to get on the podium. And yeah, other than that, I think it was pretty smooth sailing around the back as well. No major position changes. Mick Schumacher had a good race, but yeah, unfortunately, Vettel did not. Very quiet weekend so far for Mercedes as they are outside the top 10 in qualifying in the sprint race. Let's see if they can hold some points in tomorrow. Other than that, yeah, it's a reliability race this year. If the car doesn't explode, it finishes in front, but it's I think reliability is what's gonna define this this season. Other than that, that's been it for me today. Make sure to leave a like there on the stream if you enjoyed the commentary. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Make sure to check out Planet F1 for all your Formula One news needs. I've been Ryan from the Ryan F1 YouTube channel. The link is in the description to my channel as well. And yeah, as always, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you all for watching, guys. Oh, just before I go, I'm going to review the results for tomorrow's starting grid. Yeah, so we're gonna have Verstappen and Leclerc on the front row, same as today when we started with Perez and Sainz on the second row. Sainz had an amazing recovery drive. It's gonna be a McLaren third row with Norris in front of Ricardo. Then we're gonna have Bottas and Magnussen, Alonso and Schumacher, Russell and Tsunoda starting outside the top 10, Vettel and Hamilton behind them, Stroll, Ocon, Gasly, Albon, Nakiti with Joe,